ò mẹ́rin ò gbóhùn erin ọ̀mọ̀sà ò jíyọ̀ lọ́bẹ̀ àjànàkú kọjá mo rí nǹkan fìrí tá a bá rẹ́rìn ká sọ pé arẹ́rìn. Solocard Multiventures Limited ilé ọ̀rẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ni mò ń sọ níbi káta ojúlówó kẹ́míkà àti fataláísà tí kìí ṣe yèèpẹ̀. ọ̀rẹ́ mi sọnù kí owó bá sọnù.
Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ àti àdá kò ì pẹ́ o, kò ì pẹ́ o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ àti àdá kò ì pẹ́ o, kò ì pẹ́ o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè.
Yes, good afternoon or good morning rather. Once again, I want to welcome you to episode of a TV show today, Solocard Multiventures Limited. It's a TV episode that we bring to you every week in order to showcase agricultural activities, what you can do about agriculture, how you can go about it, and how you can actually do it well. And like we always say, there is nothing new about agriculture that we want to tell you that you don't know about before. But harnessing those informations together to achieve that result you're expecting is the thing that you need to know. And that's why we are here to share a little knowledge about what we know, what we've discovered over time from experience, how we've gotten those results we're talking about, and how it can actually help you to even get more than what we have gotten. And that's why this channel has been created, to share information to farmers, to help farmers on how to get the result, and also how to do what? Get the profit that you are expecting. I'm sure you know agriculture is a business, not just a practice, and it's high time you understand the business aspect of it before you can actually make it and do it well. Because if you don't understand the agribusiness part of agriculture, you only be doing agriculture like fun, like you're just trying to pass time, you're just trying to while away time or get yourself busy. But until you understand the agribusiness aspect of it, you might not be able to do it well. Now, you understanding the agribusiness aspect of it is why we are here, to let you know one or two things that you can do differently to actually get that result. We are not telling you that what we are sharing here is just something new, abstract, that you've not seen before, because there's actually nothing new. But how you can put those things that you don't seem to be important together for you to get that result that is important. And that is what we are here. Once again, my name is Mark Oluwafemi, the farm boy for Solocard TV. And today we'll be talking about general agriculture, because we all know the dry season is the dry season is almost over, but the dry season has not gone to extent, because even in the rainy season there will always be drought periods, and that is why your irrigation system has to be in place, not minding that the rain is falling. But to those that don't have irrigation system on their farms, well, good. This is the season where you can actually maximize the use of your land to cultivate. Considering the fact that rain has started, you can actually cultivate with rain. To those that rain has fallen in your area, perhaps once or twice, just in the recent time, I'm sure it was heavy. To those living in Ibadan, rain fell very well in Ibadan. It was very heavy, as if we were in the heart of rainy season. In fact, when the rain was falling that day, I was surprised, because the rain was falling with great intensity, as if we are really in the heart of rainy season. And I know so many farmers that are really ready to cultivate would have started making plans. But if you have not started making plans, it is high time you start to make your plans now. Now, making plans, I say, is number one, by preparing your land, getting ready for what you want to do, counting the cost of what you want to venture into. Those are part of preparation. You already know the way the land is. What is your clearing plan? What is your clearing plan? What is your plan? What do you want to cultivate? What are the things you need to do this cultivation You need to start getting ready. Not until the rain start falling every day, you now start running eta in trying to like make up for the time. So that's what brings about most of the things that some farmers do, that it comes out late because they are not aware of the time. They are not ready for the time. What you are not prepared for, you cannot gain from it. And that's the truth. If you are not prepared to succeed, then you are already prepared to fail. So preparing to succeed is when you are getting ready for the season. Now the season is coming. The season is here. What are your plans? You want to cultivate maize? You want to cultivate cassava? These are the general crops. You want to cultivate some other things like that. Maybe you want to do tree crops. You want to do plantain, oil palm, coconut, and what have you, okra, those vegetables too. You need to understand that you need to start making plans now. To those that want to cultivate some other vegetables that requires you raising nursery, you should have started raising your nursery by now. Don't wait until the rain is falling heavily or falling fully before you start raising your nursery. There's something you need to understand. Those crops you want to cultivate, please try and find out what are their water requirements. There are some crops that does not require heavy rains. If you are planning to plant them where the rain is falling heavily, then you know you are not going to get anything out of it. Some persons don't know that some crops require water much more than each other. Some people just believe like just water the plant, but it's not like that. And that's why you always hear some people, this crop is not good for this particular season. This crop is not good for the particular season. The question is what are those things in that season that's affecting those crops that makes it not to be good for that season? These are some of the things you need to start finding out now as a farmer before you venture into that particular crop you want to cultivate. Don't just be that, yes, rain is falling. Like some people say, ojo ti ro nisin e ká lọ sóko, ká lọ dáko, ká lọ gbìn nǹkan. Kí nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ lọ gbìn yẹn báwo ló ṣe máa ṣe sí lákòókò tá a wà yìí. Ẹ ní láti mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ tó ti gbìn rí. So ask questions from people. Find out about that particular crop you want to venture into. They know how that crop is being cultivated. Now, because there's a general belief by so many people that Shebi is farm. My father was a farmer, my mother was a farmer, my great grandfather was a farmer. I used to follow them to the farm. Now the question is this: you used to follow them to the farm. There are certain things that they will do even then that you don't ask the question, why did they do it like that? You never bother to ask. But there's a reason why some things are being done to achieve a particular result. So you need to start making findings about those things. Don't just think, I've used to go to the farm, I can do the farming. You get your hands burnt and you waste your resources. We've had history of so many farmers that they've wasted money before they now start seeking for the knowledge. It is very wrong. Seek for the knowledge first before you start spending that money you think you have, such that money does not go into the air. Ask questions. It's not too difficult. It's not too tedious. Verify. Visit different places. If possible, visit people's farm that are already cultivating those things you want to cultivate. Because from there you will see some of the challenges they are facing and you could be able to mitigate those challenges. Because if you don't visit farm, you don't ask questions, you will do the same thing and you do it the wrong way and you waste the whole money before you now start discovering that I shouldn't have done it this way. But that time the money is gone. So it is high time we need to be smart about agriculture, not just the conventional way. Agriculture has gone beyond those levels, and that's why you have several technologies introduced to agriculture today. Talk about the irrigation system. We have different kind of irrigation system they can use. At the moment now, even the irrigation system now is now becoming obsolete. There are different technologies that are being brought into the irrigation system now to make it much more advanced, like the timer. You can just sit back in your house, set a timer for your pump. At so time in the morning, the pump comes up, it irrigates your farm. At so time, it goes off. You don't need to go to the field. You don't need to go there except you can do something else. Look at this, the use of drone to spray your farm. You can just stand at the corner, you operate the drone carries the chemical, spray the whole farm, and it brings back and comes back to you again, and you walk away. Which you don't have to back your napster sprayer, start walking around the farm. So different technologies have been introduced to agriculture that will make agriculture even much more easier, better, for a better result for you. So please find out about these information before you venture into this season. This is just like an introduction to the rainy season, because we know everybody now that wants to cultivate that. Rain has started falling. Let me go and check out my land I have in that place. Let me see what I can plant on it. The question is this: don't just assume you know about that particular crop if you've not done it before. Find out about it. Ask questions. if possible, try and visit even one farm that has that crop on its farm. It is very important, because by the time you visit that farm, even if you don't ask questions, just move around that farm, you will see things that you need to do differently for you to have a good result on your own farm. And if you can actually do that, you are saving yourself at least the first 20% of your loss. So that alone will save you some money, which will amount to you having good profit. Most farmers will complain they've not made profit on their farm, they've not made profit on their farm. The question is this: go about the agricultural practice from the beginning. Most farmers have bought things that are irrelevant to their farms, and thereby they are, because everything they've bought is a function of your input, which is increasing your overhead cost. And when the overhead cost is too high, by the time you bring out a product, whatever you sell has to be equated with your input, then there's no profit. But if you understand the things you need to buy, you're buying the important ones, your overhead cost will not overshoot. Then when you're selling your product, you could be able to make profit because you've not wasted money on unnecessary things. We have visited so many farms and they have so many things that they will not even need on that farm until the next 10 cycles. But they've expended money on buying them now, which amounts to like waste to their farm at the moment. So now imagine if they have wasted 5 million naira on something that is not important, and their production came out to be 9 million naira. Definitely the real cost of input was just 4 million naira. And by the time they finished selling, they were able to sell like 5.6 million naira. 1.6 million naira should have been their profit. But because they spent 5 million naira on unnecessary things, it seems like they did not make profit. That is an illustration. So many farms are having the same challenge today. But the question is this: when you have time, you have channels, you have platforms like this, you have farms all around you, for you to find out those things you need to do, then you shouldn't make the same mistake again. The rainy season is just commencing. You need to make proper plans for you to make profit. Agriculture, it's a venture that every of your cycle should give you profit, no matter how little it is, because every day everybody eats. I gave an illustration some time ago, one of our episodes, and I said if 1 million persons around you could give you 10 naira, that is 10 million naira every day. But the 10 naira is from here. Everybody around you will always eat food per day. And if everybody around you is giving you 10 naira on the food they are consuming per day, you as a farmer, then you should be making 10 million naira every day. In a month, you should be making how much? Give or take 50 million. And in a year, give or take, you should be making 200 million naira from the farm. If everybody around you is eating every day. But tell me, who does not eat in a day? You're watching me there, I'm sure you're eating something. You've eaten, you will eat. Most of the things you're going to eat comes from a farm. So imagine you giving the farmer 10 naira every day. Then the farmer should be rich. And that's how agricultural venture should look like. But because we are not doing it right, and that's why it seems like we are not making profit. So we at Solocar Multiventure Limited, we are charging you today to do it right. A season has just passed. A new one is coming up now. What are your plans? If you did not make plans now and do it right, visit farmers, ask questions, consult people, then you might end up wasting that money again. But we don't want you to do that. And that's why we are creating platforms like this for you to actually understand the concepts. So to general farming now, at the moment now, we visited some farms over the last week, because last week we couldn't hold this episode because we were away, visiting different farms, asking questions, looking at the challenges farmers are facing, and we are trying to look at the way we can actually bring it to the nose of our own viewers to let them understand what they can do differently and how they can actually do their agricultural practice well in order to make profit. So last week we were at the north. We visited some states. We visited Jigawa. In Jigawa, we visited about 3 different towns. We went to Kano, we went to Abuja to see some things. How agriculture has been done, what are the challenges they are facing, what are the likely challenges that they might actually face, and we were able to provide some solutions to them. But to our amazement, we came across the biggest town in Kano that cultivates tomato that has been supplied to Southwest every year. But it was amazing. If only we can show you the video. It was amazing. Thousands of hectares of land that people in the Kano used to cultivate tomato is lying fallow this season. They didn't plant anything. It was scary when I got there. I was wondering what happened. Why did they plant? Now, the thing is this: we found out that those thousands of hectares of land are being powered by the dam in Kano. The dam is called Tiga Dam. To those that know that place, Tiga Dam in Kano. Now, the dam in Kano is one that supplies water to all these thousands of hectares. And that's one beautiful thing the Kano government has done for these people. Now, what the Kano government did for its people was to supply them water. The water is being supplied through a tunnel to all these expanse of lands. As a matter of fact, we tried to visit some of the tunnels, some of the rehabilitation centers. We find that some of the sites where we are doing repairs, we realize they have tunnels in existence. But most of the time is this, the tunnels does not cover the whole expanse of land. You need to see it. The land are very big. But we realize that some of the tunnels were blocked due to siltation, some of the tunnels were blocked due to debt. Then some of the channels were not getting to the extreme end. Thereby the farmers at the downstream were not getting enough water. So the government have discovered that the only thing they can do for them to actually improve their livelihood is to create more tunnels to supply water for them. Now the government told them, okay, fine, because of this we are doing for you, you will not be able to plant this season. And thousands of hectares of land that is being used to cultivate tomato and onions every year is lying fallow as I speak to you. Now, what does that imply? We all know that the northerners supply the southwest the largest tomato consumed in southwest, which we know. The most of the 90% of the onions we consume in southwest is being brought down from the north, and it's still from this same town where they are not cultivating. So if you do the mathematics together now, between you and I, we know that there might be crisis of tomato in the next few months, because the major source that supplies southwest, that delivers to Lagos every day, is not producing. So what do you think will happen? Look at the millions of persons we have in Lagos that consume tomatoes every day. Look at those we have in Ibadan. Other neighboring states around Lagos that depend on Lagos Mile 12 to get their agricultural input, the tomatoes. So now the question is this: if they are not sending anything down, how will those people in the southwest survive? We are complaining already that tomato in the market now is getting expensive. Now the question is this: how are we going to survive when there is no longer supply? To those in the southwest, how many tomato farms do we have? If we rate all the tomato farms we have in southwest, we put everything together, it's not up to 10% of the production in Kano alone. Not talk of the production that comes from Jos. Now you might be thinking, if Kano is not planting, Jos will plant. Now the question is this: if that large expanse of land that supplies tomato southwest is not producing, how much do you think Jos can supply? And how long do you think supplies from Jos will cover southwest? It's a charge to you farmers today. In southwest, we need to do something to fill up this gap. This is an opportunity for you farmers that you're looking for what you want to cultivate, how you want to cultivate it, or what do you think you want to cultivate that you actually move in the market. This is an opportunity for you. If you can grow tomato, grow. The market is coming. Everything in the market is changing simultaneously now. Just yesterday, the input seed for soya beans that has been sold last year for 600 per kg, as at yesterday, is being sold for 1,500 per kg. And the planting season is not yet now. We're still talking about August for the planting of soya beans. And now it is 1,500 per kg, even before the planting season. What do you think it will cost to be during the planting season? The economic change in the atmosphere now that we are experiencing now, let me tell you the atmosphere in Nigeria, for instance, the fuel crisis. It is drastically affecting so many things. And one funny thing about Nigeria is this: nothing goes up that comes down. It's a kind of a phenomenon that's affecting our day-to-day activities. Any small challenge, everybody take advantage of it to hike price. But it's not happening like that to agricultural products in the market. To my viewers out there, you're a farmer, you know how it looks like when you take a product to the market. People start pricing you down. Even when the cost of your production is getting increasing every day, but people will still want to buy at the same price they bought last year from you. Last year we managed to sell one of our crates of tomatoes for 9,000, 10,000 as the case may be. Now the input of tomato this year now is almost double now. To cultivate an hectare of tomato, the price is almost doubling now. Now when you get to the market this same season now, people will not be able to pay 18,000 or 20,000 per the same crate last year. They will be pricing you maybe 11,000, maybe 12,000, maybe 13,000, as the case may be. But if an opportunity like this we can actually cultivate well, and we have this thing adequately here, it will be very easy for us to actually market our own products and sell our product within ourselves and have good profits. So to every viewer out there, to every of our farmers, to every of our customers, we are charging you today. Take advantage of this period. Do it well. We are not just charging you to go to the farm and cultivate. We are charging you today to do it well. Find out what are the things you need to do before you can actually cultivate that thing you want to cultivate. We are not just telling you to go and plant. No. If you don't have full information about what you want to plant, please don't plant. We don't want you to waste your money. Like I will always say, we don't want you to waste your money. We don't want you to come and buy products from us, and at the end of the day you do not make anything from it. No. But we want you to make profit. We want you to have value for what you are doing. And that's what we are telling you today. Find out about that particular crop you want to cultivate. Ask questions and visit farms that have cultivated before, such that you don't waste your resources. So once again, my name is Mark Oluwafemi. I just want to tell you today that it is better you do it well than just doing it anyhow. And the only way you can do it is to find out about what you need to do. So we are asking you today, ask questions from people, and you can get a better result. And today on the Solocard Multiventures Limited, like we promised, we'll be bringing people on our show regularly, just to talk about certain things to you that you need, some things that you need to do, some product that you need to see, how some things are being used, what the purpose of some other products that you can see in the market. And today we have a guest in the house that will be coming to you shortly just to talk to you. But before they come on the show, we'll run one of our jingles for you to know where Solocard Multiventures is located, how you can get us, our phone numbers, email addresses, and the likes like that. Because we'll be expecting your questions, we'll be expecting your feedback. Let us know what's happening in your farm. We might have solutions to your product, to your farm. We might have solution. We might have people that even have solutions to whatever challenges you are facing in your farm, and that will help you. So once again, I remain Mark Oluwafemi. So stay tuned for our guest after the break. Thank you very much.
Bàbá Sídí, ọ̀rẹ́ mi, níbi táyé lajú dé yìí ló tún roko àrògbá kéèké.
Wọ́n rò ó ti sú mi, mo ti fi kó tó ẹ̀mẹ́ta lọ́dún
yìí. Níbo ló ti wá ra kẹ́míkà tiẹ̀?
A ní lọ́dọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń to kẹ́míkà sẹ́gbẹ́ títì ibẹ̀ mo rà.
Ọmọ ṣe o, àgbárí bíjá tòtò kí o tò.
Kàṣà.
Sórí, o ò tí gbọ́n pa Solocard ń tiẹ̀. Solocard nìkan ní ta ojúlówó kẹ́míkà. Tó o bá dọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ kò sírú kẹ́míkà tó wá tó rí. Kí ni jẹ́ èpò níwájú kẹ́míkà Solocard?
Ṣé lóòótọ́? Ṣé lóòótọ́?
Òótọ́ ni mo sọ fún ọ. Wo, máa yá lọ.
Mo rí gbogbo rẹ.
Kẹ́míkà Solocard.
Solocard.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Kẹ́míkà Solocard, kẹ́míkà tó dáa ni.
Solocard.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kẹ́míkà Solocard.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Dákun ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Níbo ni iléeṣẹ́ wọn wà bí ṣọ́ọ̀bù wọn níbi tí wọ́n ti ń ta tèmi náà ti lè ra?
Amúnigun Ògùnpa náà ni.
Ògùnpa ń bẹ̀rù.
Nọ́mbà 57.
Nọ́mbà 57.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Amúnigun Ògùnpa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Tọ́ ọ bá ti débẹ̀ ó ti rí ilé wọn báyìí. Wọ́n kàn wọ ọbẹ̀ lọ mú yìí tó wù ọ́.
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi.
Wo àgbẹ̀ ti di rọrùn.
Tèmi ti dá a lọ́dún yìí. Ṣé ọ lọ ọ̀rẹ́?
Thank you.